Hello everyone, and welcome back to In the Greenhouse, our Q&A rambling series where you guys leave me questions in the comments and I answer them on future videos. Well, we perch here inside of Plant Tycoon, one of my absolute favorite games of all time. I mean, come on, it has breeding plants and catching bugs and upgrading. No, I cut off a healthy leaf. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, little bamboo plant. I was going for that dead leaf. Oh, what have I done? But we have breeding plants and catching insects and discovering crossbred plants and rare species and mythical species of flowers. That's just right up my alley, isn't it? I absolutely adore plants, so it's perfect for me. And we're here trying, hopefully, to get today either the seed expansion. So this is a seed storage area, and I think it would definitely behoove us to go ahead and buy the second seed box before we get some of the other things like the upgraded filtered water or a better large butterfly net or these rare seeds that look like little frogs or any of these upgrades for the nursery. So we're going to perch over here, try to catch up some bugs, earn some extra money, and wait for some of our plants to go ahead and bloom so we can sell them and hopefully have a good time answering some of your guys' questions. So thank you guys so much for all of your support on the rambling videos. I know they're not super duper popular, but that's not the point. The point is to just spend a little bit of time together. Come here, butterfly, get in the net. Ah, dang it. The point is to spend a little bit of time together and learn a little bit more about each other. I love it when you guys respond with what you would have answered for some of the questions. Like, for example, Timidessa AJ asks, what is your favorite ice cream flavor? Mine, personally, is salted caramel chocolate, and I didn't expect that. We eat vegan ice cream, but before I say that, if you guys would go ahead and leave like what your favorite ice cream flavor is, it's really fun for me because then I get to learn about you guys on top of sharing things about myself and building up our community that way. So it's definitely a way that can help our community grow if you would like to answer some of the questions that people have asked. And please feel free to ask lots and lots more questions. They can be serious, they can be silly, they can be like really specific, they could be about behind the scenes things on the channel, they could be about old episodes on our channel, it could be pretty much about absolutely anything. So don't be intimidated and feel free to answer with what your things would be too. I am totally comfortable with that. It makes me super happy to see our community grow that way and you guys respond that way too. And thank you guys for letting me just relax with so many of the Q&A videos right now because as you know, we are in the middle of a move and these are easy for me to do because I can breathe in, breathe out, surround myself with plants and just have fun with our community. So thank you for your support. Thank you for your patience while these go up instead of our more complex episodes. It just makes everything easier for me at this big giant transformational period of my life. So moving back to that awesome question while we sit here, come here expensive dragonflies, I have seed boxes to buy, I need you guys to show up. But while we sit here waiting for the bugs, let's go back to Timidessa AJ's question. What is your favorite ice cream flavor? And remember, if you guys really like a question, you can like it too, because it sends it higher up the list of like things for me to see when I go to check the comments. So definitely like questions that you're curious about. And my ice cream flavor is salted caramel chocolate. And that's a very specific flavor from, I think it's like Blissed Delights or Blissful Delights or something like that. And it's almond milk. It is an almond milk or a coconut milk, one or the other, ice cream flavor. And it's delicious and it's very expensive. I think it's like $4. It's usually on sale for like $4 for this tiny little half pint. And it's really, really yummy. I love salted caramel chocolate. I don't like chocolate, but I love salty things. And somehow when you combine the two, it's just absolutely delicious to me. And that's probably my favorite flavor. But the thing is, I only like 2 spoonfuls max. I don't like sweet things very much. And I don't like ice cream very much. I don't like chocolate very much. And it's funny because it used to be, I could sit down with a whole bowl of like chocolate chip mint. Chocolate chip mint is my next favorite and probably the one I would go for most often. Or strawberry is a really good favorite that I love. And I could used to sit down with a whole bowl of it and just like devour that bowl and be hungry for more. But now I don't really like sweet things. As I get older, my taste buds are changing, like actually physically changing. And I just don't enjoy sweet things. I love salty things though. And I love almond cheese. Oh my goodness. Like if you offered me a plate of almond cheese and delicious crackers, or you offered me a bowl of ice cream, I would take the almond cheese and crackers every time. So, but my favorite ice cream flavor, I've actually gotten more, I think because I don't enjoy sweets quite as much. I've gotten more open to a variety of flavors as time has gone on because I'm not as attached to having like one specific kind because I'm not really that into ice cream. But I would love to know what kind of ice creams you guys enjoy. I think I actually enjoy shaved ice more than ice cream if I had to think about it. All right, this guy can sell. I don't know if he's going to sell for much because he doesn't have a lot on him, but we'll do our best. And then all of these bamboos are kind of dying off because we don't have fancy enough water. So let's try to get these guys shipped out and not replant them, and then plant some of the new seeds that we have hiding in these plants first. All right, so let's see if we can sell this tiny, sad little thing. All right, but yeah, that is my favorite ice cream flavor. And yeah, I'm not really a sweet thing. I really prefer salty things. Well, I guess I may be a sweet thing, but I don't really prefer sweet things anymore. It's kind of funny. If I have like a pastry, or if I had like something like a cake or a bread-based thing, I much more prefer like a simple cupcake, like a small simple cupcake. That's a tiny one because I like the flavor of it for maybe a bite or two, and then I'm done. I'm not really big on sugary things. They give me headaches sometimes. Or like French toast. French toast is where I'll draw an exception. And there's the most amazing vegan French toast at the city we're moving to in Ann Arbor, and I intend to eat that like at least once a month because it's delicious. It's at this awesome vegan restaurant. And it's only there Sundays, so I want to try going at least once a month. I almost said once a week. If I really, really wanted that French toast. But I like that too. So, maybe I do like some sweet things, just not as much as a delicious plate of salty crackers with some cherries and some sliced almond cheese. That's much more delicious in my opinion. All right, and let me see. We're going to make this guy really cheap because I need a tiny bit of money, and I want someone to come buy him. And Timidessa AJ also asks some other awesome questions. Will you be doing a Draw My Life soon? And I actually asked Chips about that. I said, do you think I should do a Draw My Life? And he responded, I think that would be the most depressing thing to see ever. And that's why I won't be doing a Draw My Life, at least anytime soon. Maybe when I feel a little bit more comfortable with sharing some of the things that go on in my life, or have gone on. My life is amazing and joyful and wonderful now. But I've been through quite a bit, and yeah, when I asked Chips about it, because I was thinking maybe I could make it a super like motivational thing, and I could be like, hey guys, this awful stuff happened, but I overcame it through like time, pretty much exclusively just time passing and life going on. But I don't know if I am a strong enough storyteller, and I don't know if I can show you guys the contrast and really be able to showcase where I was and where I have come just yet. So I don't plan on doing a Draw My Life yet, but if I ever do, know that it will be from the literal bottom of my heart to the top of my spirit, and I will be trying to make it as inspirational and motivational as possible, not to chop my life up into some sort of motivational story, but because it goes into very dark places and comes into very beautiful places. And I know there's other people who were in those dark places, and instead of doing something in a weak half manner of trying to reach out to them when they're there, I want to make sure that I can do my best and maybe offer a bit of a ladder, like maybe start building a ladder for the people who are there, like I wish somebody could have done for me at that time. So until I can properly reflect on those things and try to come up with a way to make my experiences and what I went through earlier in my life a source of strength and inspiration for people, I don't want to share it just for shock value, if that makes sense. So that's that, and why I won't do it, and why it's pretty serious, and why when I do it one day, hopefully it'll really help a lot of people. Be less for sharing the details of where I've been and who I am, and more for trying to help people, like really, really, really help people. So that's my goal. All right, and then moving on from that to maybe something a little bit more lighthearted, and let me plant a seed. This is I don't know what the seed's going to be. It's so expensive. You can tell if it's going to be a good seed or not by like how much they're worth right off the bat. So I'm super excited about that seed. And then we're going to sit here and wait. Are you guys going to bud? Oh my gosh, they did. Really? Oh goodness. Oh dear. I don't know if I'm going to be able to sell these guys. I don't even see a flower on this guy. Do you even see a flower on this guy? I think it's like hiding behind the leaves, and you're supposed to trim the leaves away so you can show the flowers off to sell them for more, but I don't know if this guy's going to make it. So we're just going to kind of bottom out his price. There we go. But yeah, moving away from some of those more serious things and on to some more lighthearted things, Timidessa also asks, have you noticed your channel exploded since the Warrior Cat series came out? And I have. Our channel really has grown quite a bit. It's almost doubled in size since the Warrior Cats came out in March. And I want to pin most of that on Warrior Cats. But I think a huge part of that is also that I was able to be part of the UHC at the same time. The Warrior Cats episode and the UHC went out the same weekend. And I think that that was really kind of a beautiful, lucky combo. And it is something I tried to make intentionally happen and worked really hard to speed up what I was trying to do for the Warrior Cat series so that I could try to catch all of the people who are seeing my channel for the first time, usually through Stacy or B or some of the other amazing people that we worked with in the UHC. They would click over and I wanted Warrior Cats or something really big and fun like that to be one of the first things they saw. So that was a lucky combo that was done on purpose, and it worked out really well and brought in so many new community members and is absolutely fantastic. But we were on a pretty good trajectory for growth. Just that really sped things up. And I think picking up Star Stable and just trying to like have a really friendly, fun community and trying to provide as much content as I can on a regular basis has really, really, really helped us grow too. Let's see. Oh, and it's a mystic bamboo. We got this mystic lemon bush and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I think the mystic plants are like worth a lot, I think. So I'm going to do my best with it. All right. Do I have any room? I don't have any room for anything. Oh, I have no room to plant anything. Okay, mystic lemon bush. Yeah, this is going to be another mystic lemon bush right here. I can just tell because of the price. And then I've got these guys. Can I sell you? I can't sell you yet. Okay, I can sell this little lemon bush. So we're just gonna go ahead and sell it. So many plants. Can't sell you. But yeah, I have noticed that the Warrior Cat series definitely helped growth, and I'm so grateful for it. And I truly do love the Warrior Cat series because it helped me grow a lot as a creator. I came up with different stories. I came up with different ways of recording things. I really have been challenged, and I have just had to grow on like a challenge level for being able to make everything, realizing I needed to have a Google document library because people needed a list of allegiances for the cats. They needed an explanation for the plots that were going on and for any modifiers the cats may have, playing with random generators. I'm so grateful to the Warrior Cat series, not only for how many new people have come into our community as a result, but for how it has challenged me to grow as a creator. And I think that's kind of one of the keys to growing in anything, but also in YouTube, is that you're constantly finding something where it feels like your skills are being tested just a bit. You're confident in the core of what you're doing, but at the very edges, you feel like you're pushing just a little bit outside your comfort zone to try out new things and to learn new ways. And actually, that is a method, I think it's called like the mentoring method of teaching, that is used in child psychology. And I actually got that idea of, and you hear it all the time, go outside your comfort zone, but working on like your core things and feeling really confident about your core things, but then also, yes, oh, you guys are so close. We're so close. We almost have enough for the seed box. I'm so excited. Yay. And that means I can plant more of these seeds. Thank goodness. We just have too many seeds. I'm going to feel so happy when we have a seed box. All right, come here, you can go there, and you can come down here. So many things everywhere. Oh my gosh, can I sell any of you yet? Please? Buds and matures in like 2 minutes. Okay, fine. I'll just sit here with my little net. Maybe we'll catch a lucky bug and get my seed box. But yeah, when I was taking my sociology classes, we talked often about how when you are teaching children, you want to have them confident in like their core strengths and where they're coming from, but you want to push their skills up against the edges of that, and you want to guide them. You don't want to push them too far out to where they're trying to do something that's totally beyond them, but you always want to be trying to train up those skills up along the edges. Dang it. So that you can develop and grow. And I kind of apply that to everything in my life, including having taken on the attempt of doing Warrior Cats, or when I did Twin Bark Town for the role-playing series and was trying out something new. I learned a lot, even if it didn't go where I thought it would and it didn't go where I wanted it to. I learned a ton, and so now I have new skills where this time, almost a year later, I can turn around and I can go, okay, I want to try doing a Minecraft roleplay series again. What did I learn from last time? Do I want to restart Twinbark Town? What have I learned since doing warrior cats and roleplaying? And I've learned a lot every time I've just pushed up against the edge of my skills. And I feel like if you don't do that, you won't grow, you won't adapt, you won't become flexible enough to take on whatever comes at you. So I highly recommend like pushing at the edge of your skills. That's what I'm saying, guys. You guys, we should just sell a seed. Yeah. All right, we have enough. Yes, all right, new seed box. I am one happy camper, and now we can actually pluck all of these seeds out. Dun, dun, dun. And then I can come over. These mystics, I think, are pretty rare. We can crossbreed those with something to be able to get a pretty rare seed. And then I'm going to come and move these seeds over. There you go, little seeds. Now you guys are all safely tucked away, and I can sell you. And now I can come over here and I can sell you. Oh, that's much better, much better, much better. All right. Oh, and there's a butterfly. Little celebratory butterfly. Come here, you. Hey, get in there. All right, we got him. All right, we'll clear that guy out. But yeah, so there's my advice, is to really constantly be striving to adapt and pushing your skills up along the edges. And I feel like, yes, the Warrior Cat series definitely helped our channel explode in growth, but it wouldn't have done that if I hadn't been trying to work on my skills and trying to make it what it is. Just calling it a Warrior Cat series and just like recording the sim cats in Sims, I don't think would have as much success as the depth and the work and the polish and the like role-playing scenes and everything that we have put into what the Warrior Cat series is now. So you definitely want to apply like that elbow grease, and you definitely want to put the hard work in to develop the skills, because I don't really think there's such a thing for sustainable YouTube as just going viral with like a lucky series or slapping like, I don't know, role-playing fantasy vampire dinosaurs, boom, on like a video, and then people click on it because they're like, hey, I like that name. And if you don't have like the content because you've been developing your skills to back up the name, it's just going to fizzle out. It's not going to do anything. So I think our Warrior Cat series is so successful because I had the skills behind it. So on the one hand, it's kind of like, yay, Warrior Cats is what did this. But then you turn around and you go, no, I did this because I worked really hard and I developed my skills, and I'm continually pushing my skills. So that's why I can be confident that everything's just going to continue to grow and be good. So there's that little ramble. And then we switched from things like Warrior Cats to Timidessa's next question, which is, can you play games like Transfer Mice and Animal Jam? And that totally shifts gears, because Animal Jam would be more of like an easy thing to just sit down and we're just playing, and whatever happens while we play would become like the episode, versus Warrior Cats' hours of writing and scripts and voiceovers and things like that. So it shifts gears a little bit, but variety is the spice of life, right? And yes, I would love to try out Animal Jam sometime. I've been thinking about trying that out sometime soon, maybe in September, because that's when a lot of people go back to school, and Animal Jam is very educational. It includes a lot of facts about real life animals. So I could totally see digging into that for September with everybody going back to school and getting into those things. And then Timidessa also asks, will you remain on YouTube and keep it as a career? And yes, I do consider, and I'm especially with this move, considering YouTube to be my full-time career. And I'm, like I said, because I've been developing my skills in this for about 2 years, I may not be the best, and the point is not stressing about that. It's focusing on, I've developed skills, and I'm going to continue to develop skills. I'm going to continue to challenge myself, and I'm going to continue to try to do my best. And so I'm feeling super confident, not because I think there's any pillar of success, because there's always going to be people more successful than you, but because I feel confident in the skills I've developed and confident that I'm going to continue developing those skills. So yeah, YouTube, I'm going to be on it. Trust me. I actually have a goal of reaching 10,000 YouTube videos on our main channel before Chips graduates in 6 years. We're at almost 4,000 right now. So I want to, in the next 6 years, get to 10,000 YouTube videos on the main channel. And I don't know, there's channels I think that are out there that have like 200,000 videos, but they're like 20-second clips of Call of Duty. And then like the how to make channel has like thousands and thousands of videos on it. I think like 12,000. But I don't know many channels that have that many, and it's just an arbitrary number I picked because I thought Chips is getting his PhD. I want to work really hard in the things that I work on too. So yeah, guys, I do plan on remaining on YouTube. I'm going to keep it as a career for as long as it can sustain me and my family. point, and my overall goal, that's kind of like just a fun, random, arbitrary goal I picked out of thin air, is to get to 10,000 videos on YouTube. So you guys may see that. You may see that coming to life with lots and lots of videos post move. I really do feel like everything leading up to the move has just kind of been practicing the skills. And when we hit Michigan and I get my office, I'm going to look in the mirror every day and I'm going to be like, this is you. This is what you do. This is what you can do. You're good at it and you can get better at it. And it's so intimidating to say those things because it sounds so egotistical. But at some point, if you've invested years in something, if you can't turn around and look in the mirror and go, you're good at this, then you probably should find something else to do or a different way of trying to develop those skills. So I'm trying to be confident enough, even though my tiny little shy self has a hard time being confident sometimes. I'm trying to be confident enough to look in the mirror and go, you're good at this. You're going to get better. And I think that that's also helpful when you can go, you're good at this and you're going to get better because you know you're going to challenge yourself. That takes away the pressure of having to feel like you're perfect or like really, really, really good at something right now. I don't feel like I'm really, really, really good at YouTube. I feel like I'm just kind of still learning and bumbling along, but I feel committed to it, like on a whole different level that's really hard to explain. Now that we're going to move to Michigan and I'm going to have my own little office, I'm just going to every single day look in the mirror and go, this is part of my daily life. Not by accident, not because it's my hobby, not because it's just kind of this thing that's happening. It's a choice I'm making to make this a part of my daily life. And there's a kind of confidence in that I just can't even explain. Maybe it's the confidence that helped me lose 100 pounds because I looked in the mirror every morning and I thought going on your daily walks is part of your life back then, and I lost 100 pounds as a result. So I think whatever you need in your life, you guys, you need to be able to look in the mirror and consciously make the choice that this is the way you're living your life. Like, it's not just happening to you, you're making the choice that this is it. I think that'll help you guys out too. So I'm going to try that with more things. You never know. I learned so much about these myself and so much about the world during these rambles, you guys. It's amazing. All right, so we're going to go ahead and water these puppies. And actually, I think mystic flowers plus this bonsai tree thing actually turn out to be pretty cool. So I'm going to try mixing this mystic bamboo with this maple and we'll see what we get. And I'm going to ramp up the price on the maple a little bit because these maples are pretty popular. I'm just going to go ahead and try selling that maple. Do I have one of those maple seeds though? Do I have a plain maple seed? Okay, where's my big maples? And I'll answer a couple more questions. I have been so rambly. I do have one of those maple seeds. I'm going to move it safely down here. I try to keep at least one strand of like the different purebred trees that I really like tucked away safely so that I don't accidentally sell everything and lose it forever. There we go. And we'll see if those sell. There we go. But yeah, I'm extremely rambling today and I apologize. We're still waiting for the movers. So I get a little bit distracted going, is that Clunks them like coming up the stairs to come gather our boxes? And hopefully you guys are learning something. Like I said, if you can find a way to develop your skills and if you can find a way to stand up and like look in the mirror and be like, this is what I'm choosing to do today, it can reframe how you live your life every single day. And anything that makes you feel like you have more control over your day without having to be like overly controlling with your life, anything that makes you feel like you have more control over your internal self feels amazing. And I highly recommend it. All right, so that being said, we'll move on to some more lightheaded questions, or lightheaded? lightheaded questions, like this one from Kate. Hi, Kate. Oh, another one of our amazing longtime community members. And she asks, what brush do you use for your hair? And that's kind of funny because it's literally just a brush I won at bingo. I wish I could say with my really long Rapunzel length hair that I use some sort of fancy like boar hair brush or some sort of brush like developed by researchers who study like only the finest of models' hair. But it's just a plastic brush that I think's worth like $2.50 at any grocery store in the country that I won from bingo when I was in my first semester of college. We had to attend like different events on campus to earn what they called leadership points, and you had to have a certain number of leadership points to like get a passing grade for the semester. It was a unique situation because it was trying to encourage the college girls to utilize their campus resources, and I say college girls because it was an all-girls college, but to utilize campus resources and to interact with one another and not just be super shy and like hold themselves up in their room the entire first semester. So one of the events that I forced my very, very shy self to go to was a bingo event, and it was bingo for breast cancer. So you like gave them $1 to enter the bingo, and then you could win all sorts of prizes, and I won a bingo. And you go up to the prize table and they're like, what would you like to get? And there were like all these fancy little like decorative things and all of these pink things. Everything was pink because it was for like breast cancer bingo, and there was a lot of just kind of like more decorative items everywhere. And I saw a practical item I could use, and that was the hairbrush. So I got the hairbrush from bingo in my first year of college, and I still have that hairbrush. I probably need to replace it soon because like it's kind of starting to lose some of its bristles, but that's the brush I use for my Rapunzel length hair. It was free, and that appeals to my frugal self, and I won it during bingo. And every now and then when I look at that brush and remember I won that during bingo, it's a funny little memory. So now I've shared it with all of you guys. All right, and Victor Greenwood, another amazing longtime community member, asks, what is the country you'd like to visit most in Asia other than Taiwan? And that would probably be China, for the sake of going with Chips, because it would be amazing to see China through his eyes. He lived there for several years as a teacher, and I think it would be amazing to go back and just experience it through his eyes, and with him being more or less like fluent in the language, having a real guide, like somebody who can go and they can show you the ropes and they can keep you from like wandering into parts of town you shouldn't. And he loves haggling apparently, and that's supposed to be a lot of fun at those markets too, going to the markets and kind of like haggling over prices. I am a super timid mouse, so I would be one of those terrible people that would just get pounced on, and people would be like $500, and I would be like, okay, I'm sorry. And they'd be like, oh, I'm sorry, did I say 500? I meant 6. And I would just be like, and overwhelmed. And he really loves haggling and like the fun of walking away from the cell and getting people like really excited about it. And apparently that's what's popular. Like that's what the drive and the fun is in the markets. Like the market people like it if you really kind of wrestle with them that way and you start to walk away from their cell. They like to turn around and try to work with you as a result. So I thought it sounds immensely stressful for a shy little thing like me, but it does sound like a lot of fun. On another level, like it kind of sounds super fun. Like, oh man, wouldn't it be cool if I could see that like come to life? So I'm really looking forward to being able to see all of that happen and have him with me so that I don't have to be the one like experiencing all of it like up front and center. He can do the haggling for me, and I can just kind of like maybe gesture to something. We'll come up with some sort of like hand sign where I can be like, hey, I think that thing would be cool. And then he could try to get it. So I'm looking forward to going to China for that. And also Japan. I've always enjoyed Japan. And I did study Japanese for several years. And I just really, out of all of the cultures, I think because I studied Japanese for so long and because I have researched it for so many years, it's the one I'm most comfortable with. So I feel least intimidated. If I think about traveling anywhere internationally, I feel least intimidated about traveling to Japan, probably because of the number of books I've read, the number of Japanese people I've met, that I actually know a little bit of the language, that I know a tiny smidgen. I don't want to say I know a little bit of the culture, because I've never been there. I'm not Japanese. I've never traveled to Japan. But I've read so many books from like sociological points of how people interact in Japan with foreigners, how foreigners interact in Japan, how the Japanese interact among themselves. So it's something where like I'm most familiar, even on a like very far outsider armchair point of view with that culture. So it's less intimidating to me than like a culture where I know literally nothing about it, and I would be trying to travel there and like not offend everybody. Like, I don't know, pick somewhere maybe in Africa or South America and where I know nothing about those countries, even their names, and I just feel like it wouldn't go over as well as at least Japan. You could show me a map of Japan. I can kind of point out some of the places. I could tell you about some of the other things. Yes, we got a new bug. some of the other things that are in Japan. So I feel most comfortable with the idea of traveling to Japan. And we will be going to Japan, not this year, but next year to Tokyo. So that'll be interesting. Big city. I prefer small, like rural places, but hey, the big city can be fun, especially if you're just going for like 3 months too. I'm really looking forward to sharing all of that with you guys too. And then Europe. Victor also asks, what country would you most like to visit in Europe? And I'm not really sure. I haven't ever really had the urge to go to Europe, to be honest. Like it's just not there in me. I really don't have a desire to travel to Europe the way I do for maybe traveling to Hawaii to visit my family over there, or traveling to like Japan or Asia, or like a lot of the island countries. I don't really know what country I'd like to visit most in Europe. Probably England, because that's where the museum is. And that means I would have one very, very, very happy Chips with me, because he loves the British Museum. He adores it. He's over the moon about it. And we fully intend on going there one day. And I guess a lot of these answers are coming to the thing where, what would I love seeing my adventure buddy do? And my adventure buddy is Chips. So yeah, it's kind of fun to realize, like, the more I'm answering these questions and the raw answers are coming out, the more I'm realizing they're what I would love to see through his eyes. Man, I love that guy a lot. I love that guy a lot. Oh, goodness. All right. And I think that's all I am going to answer for today, because some of the other questions look like they could go on for a while. Like, what are your favorite Warrior Cat series and why? Or Warrior Cat characters and why? I think I've answered a few of those in the past. So if you're curious about that, check out previous Q&A rambling episodes. And I will definitely be doing some more of these before we move, because it's definitely helping me realize I love this guy. And I'm so excited for the adventure we're going on. And that's kind of funny that the more questions people ask, the more I'm just like, Chips, 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 Chips. I like him. I like him a lot. Huh. All right. I hope you guys are all having an absolutely wonderful day. I'm going to stop babbling about my wonderful best friend and partner in life and get back to work, because the mover should be here any day now. Please feel free to ask questions about pretty much anything. Probably not too many about Chips, though, because I try to respect his privacy. Got that little ladybug. There we go. And hopefully soon we will be able to start buying some of the fancier items and even unlocking, by crossbreeding, some of the very rare plants. There's hundreds of plants, I feel like, in this game, and there's 6 rare plants that you can actually breed up, and some of them are worth hundreds. So when we finally get our hands on those guys, then the itty-bitty little things that we're making right now, where it's like $30 a piece, we're gonna feel like that was a waste of time. When we can start selling things for like close to 1,000, it's gonna be amazing. And it's going to be really fun to see what questions I am answering when we discover those plants. So here's to more adventures in the greenhouse. Here's to watching the physical plants grow and represent the time that we spend together as a community. And please ask any questions that you guys would like answers to within reason in the comments. Like those questions if you see other people who have liked questions you're curious about too. It'll help me figure out which ones to answer first. And I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.